What's up? It's me, certified personal trainer and nutrition coach Austin Winger, and today I'm telling you 3 ways of maximizing your muscle gains. These 3 ways I'm about to tell you about for maximizing your muscle gains fall into 2 categories. 1 is your in-gym performance, and 2 is your lifestyle factors. Your in-gym performance is a skill composed of many skills such as knowing how many reps, sets, what load to use, how to progress and regress your program, form, mind-muscle connection, and many more things. And just like any skill, it can be improved upon. One of the 3 ways I'm going to talk to you about how to maximize your muscle gains is about your in-gym performance. Next, your lifestyle factors. Your lifestyle factors are going to be composed of things such as your stress, sleep, and nutrition. 2 of the things I'm going to talk to you about today are lifestyle factors. Now, before we get into this video, I want you to know that I am completely independent in funding these videos and this channel, and also in choosing the topics that I speak about. If you find any of my content entertaining, motivational, or educational, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, as it's a huge help for me knowing what type of content you value and to keep creating it. Now let's get into factor number 1 for maximizing your muscle gains: training close to or to failure. Before we get into what it looks like to train to failure, I first have to address there are 2 different types of failure. 1 is technical failure and 2 is absolute failure. Technical failure is when you fail to complete the reps with the proper technique. I'll give you an example. When I was a swim teacher, I would have students that could swim 100 yards, but they could only swim 50 yards with a technically correct freestyle. What that means is after 50 yards or halfway through, they reached technical failure, and although they could get all the way across the pool, they would do so with less than optimal technique. Absolute failure is when there are absolutely no more reps that you could do no matter what. In my swimming example, that would mean that someone after swimming 50 yards is going to need me to dive in and save them, as they've reached absolute failure and they can no longer continue to swim. Now, before reaching absolute failure, it's likely that you will reach technical failure. In many different types of exercises, in order for you to reach absolute failure safely, I recommend having a spotter. Another great way of reaching absolute failure safely is to use machines that have little to no risk of you losing form. For exercises where it will be less safe for you to go to absolute failure, for instance, compound lifts such as back squats and bench press, and you don't have a spotter, in that case, work out close to failure, leaving only 1 or 2 reps left in the tank at your last set. And in most cases, leaving 1 to 2 reps in the tank is going to be just as effective as going to failure. At one point during your workout, and sometimes at one point during each exercise, you should be reaching an RPE of 8 to 9. RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion. I cover that and other exercise terms in a video that I'll link here. A rule of thumb, if you're really trying to maximize your muscle gains and train close to failure, is your last reps of your last set should look nothing like the first reps of your first set. It should be slow and difficult to complete. Next, let's talk about some lifestyle factors, starting with 1, your sleep. Getting an adequate amount of high quality sleep will definitely help you maximize your muscle gains. To give you some context, ever since the day you were born, every inch that you've ever grown has happened while you slept. And from babies, adolescents, and youths continuing to go through their physical development, research has shown that growth spurts not only occur during sleep, but are significantly affected by your quality of sleep. With that said, if you are looking to grow muscle that is metabolically active tissues, you guessed it, it happens during sleep. And high quality sleep will help with your muscle gains even more. There are a number of ways of improving your quality of sleep, such as improving your habits surrounding your sleep hygiene and also supplementation. But for the sake of today's video, I want to talk about getting enough sleep. Research has shown in order to have your best performance, or in some circumstances, even adequate performance, you should be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Getting enough sleep will help you have enough energy to perform well in the gym, and will also help you hormonally by promoting the production of anabolic hormones such as testosterone and growth hormone, which play an important role in the repair and building of muscle tissue, and by reducing stress hormones such as cortisol, which are found to be negatively correlated with these anabolic hormones. One way of improving the consistency of your sleep is exposure to sunlight in the early morning and in the evening. This exposure can help to regulate your natural circadian rhythm. And next, let's talk about eating according to your activity. Our choices of food can be influenced by a number of things, sometimes social, cultural, environmental, or emotional. But being intentional about what and when you eat will definitely help you maximize your muscle gains. Choosing a good pre-workout meal will make sure you have enough access to energy during your workout, and having a good post-workout meal will help you repair those tissues that you damaged. If you're about 30 minutes out from your workout, what I recommend is having something that's easily digestible, balanced between protein and carbs with a mix of higher glycemic and lower glycemic carbs. High glycemic carbs are going to give you faster energy, but there can be a crash after. And mixing that with lower glycemic carbs will help you have a longer bout of energy without the crash. And having protein before your workout will help begin the repair process during your workout as you're damaging your muscle fibers. A good example of a fast energy access pre-workout meal would be a protein shake and a banana. If you have an hour to an hour and a half before your workout, you can eat any balanced meal between carbs and proteins, as you'll have more time to digest your food and have access to that energy before your workout. Foods like chicken and sweet potato or salmon and broccoli can be a great choice. You should avoid having a lot of fat in that meal because that fat will slow down your digestion, meaning you might not have access to that energy until midway or after your workout. And after your workout, you're going to want a very similar meal of balanced carbs and proteins. Those carbs are going to help you avoid crashing after the energy you spent during your workout, and the protein will help you rebuild those muscle fibers. Now, I challenge you to exercise to failure at least once per workout. Get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, and be intentional in the foods that surround your workout. And watch as your muscles begin to grow week after week, month after month. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content today, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for new videos every week. Once again, it's a massive help for me to continue to make things that help you. Happy lifting.